Bad, Taya. Why aren't you making this video on Friday? Well, Taya, I'll tell you. Okay, tell me, Taya. I just... it was Black Friday and I was busy and... let's just make the video now. Okay, Taya, why not? Hello, everyone. My name is Taya, and today I'm here to do another Legend of Korra review. As you can tell from me talking to myself, I didn't make a video on Friday. It's just me not being productive, but also you'll find out another reason why at the end. I have a little special thing to tell you guys, and also a question to ask you guys, so stay tuned. I don't know how many people watch the end. My videos are like over 17 minutes, so yeah. Getting into the review, it starts off with the recap as usual, but why I'm concerned about the recap, well, not concerned, happy about the recap, is because it shows the Korrasami hug from the reunion episode, except for it is redrawn. I will show a side-by-side picture here. Like, oh, and the reason why this is a big deal, because in animation, hugs and blushes and smiles and stuff like that, someone is behind everything that happens. These characters don't just hug each other that closely, or they don't just smile at each other like that, or blush at each other because because it's something they could throw in. Someone is behind that and actually animating it to where Korra and Asami are touching torsos. But that is none of my business. Okay, so getting into the real review. The episode opens with Ryu and his mom. Ryu's giving a tour and everything, and oh my gosh, Ryu's honestly one of my favorite characters, along with Skrillex, Sue's son. I still haven't learned his real name, but they are just fantastic characters. Oh my gosh. The vines start to come towards them, and this guy goes, "Oh, I'm gonna poke it with a stick." And Ryu's just like, "Why would you do that?" I love Ryu. He's such a good character. So the vines grab the man, and Ryu goes to bend at the vines, and I was surprised. I didn't think Ryu would be a good bender, but he's actually a pretty fine airbender. Unfortunately, the vines start attacking everyone else, and that's when it starts to get real. Korra is seen playing with Naga. I love this scene because Korra is a little cutie. Like, oh my gosh, I love seeing her and Naga together, because here's the thing. Obviously, with pets, when it came to like past avatars, like Aang seemed like, you know, Aang is the animal lover, it's obvious. Like, I don't know, Korra is just a really tough character, and I love seeing her soft side with her little puppy dog. It just makes me feel warm inside. Opal walks up to Korra and starts talking to her about, like, you know, they're worried, like, she's worried about her family, and Korra tries to reassure her that, hey, your family is okay. Well, no, they're not okay, but we're gonna get them away from Kuvira. Everything will be okay. Denora flies in, and she's talking about disturbance in the spirits, and so they go to check out what she's talking about, and Opal's just like, "Oh, maybe you just had some bad breakfast." I'm like, okay, Opal, because Denora is an airbending master who knows everything that has to do with spirits, even more spiritually connected than the Avatar, who is half spirit herself. Okay, Opal, okay. Denora mentions that Ryu and his tourists should be back by now, and Korra's just like, "It's Ryu. They could be at the mall for all we know." And I'm like, yes, perfect. Like, he loves shopping. Yes. Korra gets a reading on the vines, and she sees that Kuvira is destroying the swamp. So Opal and her decide to go tell President Raiko, and Denora decides to keep looking for evidence. When Korra and Opal get to the White House, I guess. I don't know what to call it, really. Like, it's not the White House, obviously, but it's where all the political stuff is held. The world leaders were basically having a meeting, and Wu greets Korra, and Korra's just like, "You included him, but not me." And then Tez is just like, "Please, Korra, it's nothing personal. We just think we called you into action too soon." And then Korra's just like, again, him, but not me. Korra is life. Korra is bae. Korra has my heart. By the way, I'm gonna be quoting a lot of things from the episode because there's a lot of funny, and there was a lot of like impactful moments. I don't even know if impactful is a word, but we're rolling with it. Bolin and Varric shows up and he explains that him and Varric are good now, and he tries to explain what Kuvira is doing, but he does it his little Bolin way. Oh, I miss Bolin so much. I'm so glad he's back. And Varric has to save him, and he's just like, oh, Kuvira is making a super weapon. A weapon that's super. Like, oh my gosh, they're dorks. Korra talks about her vision, and Raiko decides that, hey, maybe we should plan an attack. And that's when it happened. Fire Lord Izumi finally talked. And now, here's the thing. Here is the thing. The hype was so real for her to talk. And then when she finally started talking, I was like, I did not expect her to sound like that. I don't know what I was expecting for really, but like, it wasn't that. But she says that the Fire Nation will not be proceeding in any type of attack on Kuvira because the Fire Nation has had a horrible past with wars and propaganda and stuff like that. And she's just like, no. I'm like, oh, Zuko taught you well. Why am I doing this so much in this video? I'm sorry, I'm so annoying. Also, what was I looking at? Like, oh hey, no, you're right there. So they all decided that the best thing to do would be to form security around the borders and everything. But after that, Bolin tries to apologize to Opal, and Opal ain't taking none of his shit. And she's just like, you know, you did all these horrible things and I can't forgive you right now for that. And it sucks. It sucks because Bolin really truly believed he was trying to help people of the Earth Nation. Too bad Kuvira is just so good at manipulating people. After that, Lin and Opal plan an attack, and then we see a Team Avatar hug minus Asami. I need a Team Avatar hug, like all four of them. I just need that before the series ends. Like, oh my gosh, I can't believe we're getting close to the series ending. But besides that, Bolin apologizes to Mako and says he's an idiot like 10 times. I'm like, oh, Bolin, don't do that to me. You're not an idiot. You're just a little misguided, that's all. So Korra starts to put herself down. Mako puts his hand on Korra's shoulder and tells her that we want you around, because she's like, oh, no one wants me around anymore. And I'm like, Mako is finally, after this whole entire time of not supporting Korra, is finally getting like, hey, maybe I should actually support Korra instead of just making her feel horrible about her role as an Avatar. Sorry for any Korra fans or Mako fans, but I mean, I'm not even putting down Korra like the ship. I'm just putting down Mako himself. I mean, that didn't sound any better, but whatever. I have a right to dislike whoever I want. Mako tells him he wasn't an idiot. He was just doing what he thought was right, which, like I said, was true. He really, like, in his heart believed that he was doing good, and it sucks to realize that he wasn't. And then we see another Team Avatar hug minus Asami, and, like, I'm like, oh, I wish Asami was there. So Jinora finds the tourist camera, and the vines start to attack Jinora, but like a badass, she tries to fly away and gets caught, unfortunately. But, she projects her spirit and tells Korra, like, I'm in trouble. I need help. And what I like about this is Korra throughout this whole episode was saying no one believes in me anymore. People used to think I was like amazing, and now no one thinks I am. And what I like about this is Jinora could have went to anyone. She could have went to her dad. She could have went to Opal, she could have went to Lin, but she decides to go to Korra because she still believes in Korra and her abilities. I think that's really fantastic. Korra asked to go into the Vine crime is what I'm dubbing it, and Lin's just like, no, but after seeing the Vines attack, she's just like, oh, yep, not dealing with that. Mako and Korra go off into the Vines to find Jinora, and they start to get attacked by vines, and we see the most incredible bending scene ever. I don't know, the animation, I'm dying from the feels. The animation for the bending scene, I don't know why I like it so much. It was so crisp and amazing, and God bless America. Well, God bless Asia, I think is where it's animated. Please don't hurt me if it isn't, but God bless whoever animated it. After that incredible bending scene, they find the missing people. And Mako goes to try to like bust him out. He has his little fire knives is what they look like. And Korra kind of puts her hand on his chest. It's like, Mako, chill bruh. You can't do that. You're going to provoke the vines into doing something even worse. So, what she does is she tries to bend, like, spirit water is what I want to call it. But it's not spirit water. It's like, I don't know. She bends it around the little pods that the people are being kept in, and she's not able to do it. So, she decides to meditate on it and try to go into the spirit world. Korra isn't able to get into the spirit world, and instead of going to the spirit world, she's greeted by her worst fear, Zaire. That rhymed. I didn't mean for it to rhyme. At this point, I'm like, oh, poor baby. Oh, Korra, I love you so much. Please don't do this to me. She relives the moment where she almost died, and once she's out of her visions, Mako comforts her, and he tells her that, I'm here for you. What do you need? Like, honestly, Mako is so on point in this episode, but I mean, this is only one episode compared to 3 books of unsupportiveness. I wouldn't say unsupportiveness, but I would say bad supportiveness. Well, I would say unsupportiveness because he's very unsupportive of Korra, but he hasn't. We're not getting into this right now. Korra tries to convince Tenzin to let her see Zaire, and Tenzin says, I'm so worried about Jinora. I can't imagine if something happened to you too. And oh, I melted. Oh, I'm putting my face on my hands. I'm putting my hands on my face a lot. Okay, the thing about Korra and Tenzin is Tenzin considers Korra to be his daughter. Korra, in his mind, was his first daughter because he has been there for Korra ever since she was a little girl. He has supported her, helped her through life, and I mean, I would consider her to be my daughter too. It's kind of like Kuvera and Sue. I consider Kuvera to be Sue's first daughter because she cared to Kuvera like it was like she was her own daughter, which makes the situation even more sad. And I can't even imagine what it's like for Korra to be asking Tenzin to let her see Zaire again, because if you think about it, to him, it's like your daughter is trying to throw herself in the face of danger. Like, that was her murderer, like someone who tried to murder her. And, I get it. No, but, for Tenzin, it just must be really, like, scary to see Korra want to go and visit Zaire. But Tenzin eventually budges, and he says, alright, Korra, he's in this place. I'm not going to recite where it was, because I don't remember. We see Bolin and Pabu reunite, and, Bolin has new clothes, and at first, I'm not going to admit, I hated his new clothes, but after watching the episode a second time, I was like, oh, those are pretty nice. Pretty nice. Bolin uses Pabu to send a message to Opal. When Pabu goes up to Opal, she looks at him and starts talking to him as if he was replying back to her. And I'm like, wow, Bolin and Opal were made for each other. They just kind of talk to Pabu like he is able to reply to them. But she opens the message and she has a really scared look on her face. I'm like, what could it say? Well, turns out it said that Bolin broke both of his legs. Classic Bolin. He makes a picnic for Opal and him, and Opal's just having none of it. Bolin's such a sweet person. I wish there was a real Bolin in life. I'd be friends with him. And what I really like about Opal is I'm really happy to see a woman who, even though she is in love with a man, she is not taking any of it. She stands up for herself because she is a strong woman, and I love it. The display of women in this show is just unreal. Reich just knows how to do it. Reiko asked Asami and Varrick to create a defense mechanism for Kuvera's super weapon. You'll see, I have some theories on that. You'll see it at the end of the video as always. But what I love about this scene is Asami is also a really strong woman. She lets Varrick know that he is not going to push her around anymore. I love Asami. Mako and Korra go into Zaire's prison. Korra decides she needs to do this alone. This is something she just needs to do. When in there, she tells Zaire that she isn't afraid of him anymore. He kind of just pretends to attack her, and she like flinches and she has a tear coming from her eye. I'm like, oh my god, don't hurt her, poor baby. I love it. Oh, my heart just sank. I just can't. But can we just give appreciation to Korra for this whole entire scene? Korra is able to look the person who tried to murder her, in the face and is able to be civil with him. And we just talk about that? Like, Korra's the best person ever. I'm sorry. I know there's some people who are like so against Korra. Korra is my favorite character in the whole Avatar universe ever by far. And I don't care what you say about that, but Korra is the bae. So Korra starts to blame Zaire for all her troubles and why people don't look at her the same way they did. And she's saying how her power has limits. And Zaire says one of the best things I've ever heard. He says, you think your powers have limits, but I say it is limitless. And just that is a fantastic thing, because countless numbers of times the Avatar has proven that their power has no limits. They can do, I don't want to say they can do anything, but they are very powerful. Korra says you took out the Earth Queen and created the Earth Kingdom's worst dictator they've ever seen. Thanks for that. And the look that Zaire gives is just like he knew he messed up. Zaire asks Korra to help lead her into the spirit world. Korra decides to trust him, even though she hasn't forgiven him and probably never will. She decides to trust him because what else does she have to lose? Like she said, she needs to figure out how to get past this, how to help her people. She can't do it without trusting Zaire. Zaire guides Korra into the spirit world. He tells her to just let it go, and he's basically telling her like to accept what happens, and she's saying she can't, even though she pulls through, and she finally gets to the spirit world. And guess who shows up to greet her? Raava. Korra talks to Raava, and Raava actually replies, which is something no Avatar has done since Wan, and which kind of makes me think maybe the Avatar cycle has like reset basically since Korra lost her connection. But I'm not giving up hope, because I really do want her to regain her connection to her past lives. So I'm kind of all about tradition, I guess you would say. I like the fact that every single Avatar is there to support the next Avatar, and I don't want that to end. But if it does, Bryke, I respect you. Raava guides Korra to the lost spirits, and she tells Korra that she's connected to all spiritual energy, and Korra releases the spirits with her little spirit powers. I love that Raava actually replied to Korra. Korra is amazing. How many times am I going to say that throughout this video? When Jinora is back to her body, she runs to Tenzin and tells him that Korra saved them, and Tenzin looks like a proud dad. I'm like, oh, feels. Mako asks how it went, and Korra explains that she will never forget what happened to her with Zaire, but she can learn to accept what happened. And I think that's a very, very good thing, because you're not going to forget when someone tried to murder you. That's just crazy. You're not going to move. I mean, that's always going to be in your mind, but if you accept it, then it's easier to move past it. Which is also a great example, because in any situation, acceptance is always the key thing to healing. Bolin tells Opal that he loves her, and I wanted to cry. That was... Oh, Opal is such a great ship. I was literally like, call Life Alert, please, someone. Now, if only we could get that Kainora going, I'd be very happy in life. And the episode closes with Opal asking Bolin to join her and Lin in saving their family. Okay, it's time for one of my favorite parts of the episode. Are you guys ready? Because here I am. My theories or thoughts on the episode. So it was a great episode. It had a lot of good moments. I really love this stuff with Zaire. Zaire is honestly such an interesting character, and I feel really bad that he's like an antagonist, because I would have loved to see him to be a character maybe for guidance for other people. but sadly it's kind of loco in the cocoa. So thoughts on this episode. Obviously the big thing, well not the big thing, but one of the big things is Korra. And what I have to say about that is, okay, spoiler alert, I guess. If you're a Korra fan watching this, I'm about to say something that might offend you, so if you don't want to listen, then just click off right now. But if you aren't, or you're a Korra fan and want to hear this, then I'm going to say it. A lot of Korra fans kind of downplay Korrasami in any possible way they can. They say any interactions when Asami is comforting Korra, telling her she's there for Korra, putting her hand on Korra's shoulder, Korra blushing at Asami. Korra shippers are always there to downplay any single interaction that happens between Korra and Asami, and it really sucks. And basically what I'm trying to say is, in this episode they're freaking out because Mako was there for Korra and he put his hand on Korra's shoulder and Korra smiled at him. But those are all the same things that you said that weren't significant to Korra and Asami's relationship. And honestly, that's very heteronormative of people to say that Korra and Asami's interactions are only friendly when Mako and Korra's interactions mean romantic feelings, and I'm not okay with that. I mean, a lot of Korrasami shippers try to tell Korra shippers that they are homophobic because they ship Korra. That is so not true. I'm annoyed with it too, don't worry. But it is heteronormative of you to say that Korra and Asami's interactions mean nothing when Mako and Korra's does, when they are the same thing. That's all I'm saying about it. With that being said, I really do like seeing Mako and Korra's friendship play out on screen, and I can't wait to see more, I guess. So now down to the fun part of the episode, my personal theories. So this was episode 9. We have no more clips from the trailer. We've seen everything in the trailer, so here on out it's all speculation from here. And one of the things I am speculating is, you know how Raiko asked Asami and Varrick to come up with a defense for Republic City? Well, as I've talked about previously, the spirit, like the super weapon, is a form of Vatu's dark energy. Well, Vatu's dark energy, let's say that. And we all know that the only thing that can defeat or even come close to defeating is Rava's light energy. And so basically I feel like Varrick and Asami are going to use Korra's light energy or Rava's light energy to create a defense for Republic City, because we all know that is the only way to do it. Book 2 has taught me a lot, and one thing I picked up is Rava can only defeat Vatu, and Vatu can only defeat Rava. So as I mentioned, I had something announced and something to ask at the end of this video. The thing I'm asking is, sincerely from the bottom of my heart, well, I mean, I guess this isn't asking, but I'm telling you, I appreciate every single one of you who watch these reviews and thumbs it up and comment. It makes me feel really special because, I mean, Legend of Korra is my favorite show right now. I love The Walking Dead. I mean, obviously, I do the reviews for them, but I'd have to say Legend of Korra is my all-time favorite show right now. And so sad to see it go, but my question is to you, is there anything else you want me to review? Because I want to keep 2 series reviews going, but if Legend of Korra is ending, then I have nothing else to review for Friday or any other day. So basically what I'm asking you is to please comment down any show you want me to review. Any. It doesn't have to be animation, but my rule is, here's the thing with me and TV shows, I cannot watch a basic TV show. I cannot do it. Like sitcoms, or I just can't watch a basic TV show. There has to be something interesting about it. There has to be some intelligent writing and intelligent, it just has to be a good show. So please leave any suggestions you have, if any. It would be very, very much appreciated. Now it's time for my announcement, which is every single day in December I will be uploading a video, and that is a big thing, and I'm excited because I put some I put some really like hard effort into getting all these videos up. I mean, how many days is in December? Like what, like 31? Wait, 30 days have September, April, June, and November. Yeah, December has 31 days, and that's 31 videos. That's a lot, considering my style of videos. So, I would very much appreciate it if you could watch them. Yeah, I mean, that's only if you want to, but I put effort into it. And I'm just telling you, cuties, in case you want to watch it. I mean, that's 31 days of this. How could you not resist? Yeah. Also, I'm trying to make it to 100 subscribers by Christmas. It'd be a cool Christmas gift if I can reach it. Hint, hint, wink, wink, subscribe. But also, it's cool if you don't want to. I don't want to feel like I'm pressuring people, but just telling it, just putting it out there, just telling you. So yeah, that is it for this very long review. I have like over 30 minutes of footage, I think, and so this video might be super long. I'm so sorry, but yeah, that is it for this video. If you enjoyed, make sure to subscribe, like, and comment. Check out the links down below to my YouNow, Tumblr, Twitter. Make sure you follow me and become a fan and all that good stuff. And other than that, I will see you later, alligator.